Sai Ram. When we hear the stories of how Lord Krishna interacted with the gopalas, the cowherd boys, we are left wondering how wonderful, awesome and phenomenal it would have been to have God as your best friend. We can get an idea of how those cowherd boys felt back in the Dwapara Yuga by understanding and looking at the beautiful interactions that the students of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba had with their beloved Swami. I am reminded of one particular incident of Mr. Ruchir Desai, whom I shall address as Ruchir Sir because he was a teacher when I was in the Brindavan campus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. But before Ruchir Sir became a teacher, he was also a student of this very same Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He hailed from the city of Bombay, which is today called as Mumbai, and back then it was literally an adventure for him to come and join a college in Bangalore, in Swami's college in Brindavan. That is because back in those years, for those living in the northern and central parts of India, the whole of South India was considered as one amalgamated mass. Karnataka, where Kannada is spoken, Andhra Pradesh, where Telugu is spoken, Tamil Nadu, where Madras is, where Tamil is spoken, and Kerala, where Malayalam is spoken. Of course, there's also Goa, where Konkani is spoken mostly. So there are different states with different languages, but it used to be considered as one mass, and everyone would ask, you are going to the Madrasi land. It is to that Madrasi land that Ruchir Sir came and joined in the college out of his love for Swami. Now one day, Swami was in the safe room with the students and a few teachers. What is a safe room, you may ask? In the bungalow that preceded the Trai Brindavan, which is present now in Brindavan, Trai Brindavan is Swami's residence, which was inaugurated in 1986. Prior to it, there was a bungalow. Now in this bungalow, there was a big safe. Legend goes that the safe was kept there and the bungalow was built around it. A room was built around it. And that room was called the safe room, and in the safe would be all documents and other things that Swami would keep. In this safe room, Swami would hold informal conversations with the students, teachers and everyone. So, as Swami sat there, Ruchir Sir was by his side and Swami was conversing with all the others who were also there. In the middle of the conversation, Swami looked at Ruchir Sir and spoke to him in Hindi. So Swami asked him, what are you studying? He said, Swami, I am studying commerce. Oh, okay. And then Swami continued to converse with the others. And suddenly in between again, Swami looks at Ruchir Sir and asks, what subjects do you have in commerce? And Ruchir Sir listed out the subjects that he had in commerce. And then Swami asked him, who are your teachers? And as he was naming the teachers, he saw that about 3 feet from him stood Professor M. Nanjundaya, who later went on to become the controller of examinations of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. Back then, he was a lecturer in the commerce department in Brindavan. He said, Swami, Professor Nanjundaya, what does he teach? Swami, accounts. What is your favorite subject? Swami, accounts. And Ruchir Sir felt that this was a nice thing because he loved accounts, and it was very coincidental that Nanjundaya Sir also happened to be present there because he is the accounts teacher. On a side note, even later, when we were students, Ruchir Sir's expertise in accounts was legendary. It would be said that if at all he commits any error in solving any problem, it would be because the question paper is wrong or even the textbook is wrong, and on a couple of occasions the textbook was found to be wrong, not Ruchir Sir. Brilliant beyond brilliant in accountancy, and he served so humbly as Swami's teacher for so many decades. Well, so coming back to this brilliance in accountancy was there from back then, and it was so nice that Swami was speaking about accounts in the presence of an accounts teacher to a brilliant accounts student. But Ruchir Sir did not have the slightest idea as to how terribly wrong this conversation would go. Continuing the conversation, Swami asked Ruchir sir, how many marks did you get in accounts? Just a week before the tests had concluded, and Ruchir sir became so happy that Swami asked him about this because he had secured 20 out of 20 marks in the test. And that is what he said. Swami, I got 20 out of 20. Oh, so you love the subject and you are good at it also. He just had a smug smile on his face. And then Swami asked him, how much did you get in the previous test? Swami, in the previous test also I got 20 upon 20. In fact, Swami, before that when we had the term examinations, I got 50 upon 50, 50 out of 50 marks in accounts. Now this Swami had not asked, but this is the kind of information you would love to volunteer and offer to Swami, right? So he was very happy that Swami was asking him about his marks, and he had got the perfect score in all the 3 tests and exams. Now Swami looks at Professor Nanjundaya and asks him, he says he got 20 out of 20 and before that again 20 full and before that 50. Is that true? And Professor Nanjundaya, much to Ruchir sir's surprise, says, Swami, I don't remember. Now Ruchir sir was surprised because any teacher will remember those students who have got full marks in the subject, especially if the student has got it 3 times consecutively. How on earth could he forget that, and how did he say that he doesn't remember? Anyway, Ruchir sir let it pass because Swami continued conversing with others. The other conversations were going on. And once again, after talking to others for some time, Swami looked at Ruchir sir and said, do you think you are good at the subject? He said, definitely Swami. That is the reason why I got a complete full centum perfect score in all the 3 tests and exams. Now Swami looks at Professor Nanjundaya and asks him, is he a good student? Now, much to Ruchir sir's shock, Nanjundaya sir says, no Swami, he is a bad student. And now Swami looks at Ruchir sir. What happened? Ruchir sir is too stunned to speak. But before he could speak, Swami starts again conversing with the other students, with Professor Nanjundaya on other matters, different things Swami is speaking. Then Swami looks at Ruchir sir, who is now very angry, and understandably so. In fact, whenever a parent asks a teacher, how is my child doing? Even if the child is doing bad, the teacher never tells your child is bad. The teacher tells there is scope for improvement, more effort can be put, little more attention is required. These are nice ways to tell, right? If you cannot oblige, speak obligingly. That's what Swami teaches us. So, which teacher will say that a student is bad? And that too, Ruchir sir wondered, how could Nanjundaya sir say like this? Because not only was he excellent in the subject, he was also Nanjundaya sir's pet student. They had a very good student-teacher relationship, and he knew that Professor Nanjundaya was proud of him. Why was he putting him down in front of Swami? So then Swami now asks Ruchir sir, you say you're a good student, he says you're a bad student. Why? And Ruchir sir is so angry and upset that he says, even I don't know Swami why. Maybe you should ask him. And that is what Swami does. Swami then looks at Nanjundaya sir and says, see, he says he's a good student, he has got 20, 50, and you're saying he's a bad student. Why? And then Nanjundaya sir says, Swami, I think that's because he must have copied. What? Ruchir sir is now unable to believe it. He has been criticized and accused of copying in the exams. He just became silent. When Swami looked at him, he had nothing to say. If the other party is going to indulge in lies, absolute lies, in order to just prove a point, a wrong point, an unfair point, then he might as well keep quiet, because you can't defend against lies. Lies, you need not defend, you just keep quiet, and the world will realize at some point in time that it is lies. Especially Swami. Swami, you know everything. So I will keep quiet. So Ruchir sir kept quiet. Now Swami came to his defense. Swami looked at Nanjundaya sir and Swami said, Nanjundaya, you say that he is copying. When he is copying, what are you doing? Huh? And Swami burst out laughing. And at this, even Nanjundaya sir burst out laughing. Everyone all around there began to laugh. Swami got up and walked out of the main door. And because Swami left, everyone else also had to rush out, so they are rushing out of the side door. Now Ruchir sir stood there wondering what just happened. Okay, Swami had defended him, but why did Swami laugh so much? Why was Professor Nanjundaya laughing, having been scolded? Why was everyone else laughing? He tried to ask someone, but everyone is in a hurry to go out. Finally, one of his classmates stands by him, laughing aloud and says, "Oh, Ruchir, you know what happened?" What happened? All this while, when Swami was asking you questions in Hindi, in Kannada and Telugu, Swami was conversing with Professor Nanjundaya and telling, I will now ask you this question and you reply like this. Swami was feeding him all the answers that he gave. Professor Nanjundaya was just a puppet. It was the master director at work. Now a smile blossomed on Ruchir sir's face. He also began to laugh out aloud at what had happened. That is the kind of beautiful proximity, nearness and dearness that Swami's gopalas, his students, had with Swami. When we look at this incident with a little bit of introspection, we realize one very significant and important lesson. See, as long as Ruchir sir was involved in the drama and he was looking at what was happening, he began to get upset, worried and angry as well as to how could somebody do this to him. But the moment he knew that Swami was the one who was doing all this all the time, he laughed and smiled at the same situation. So too, dear brothers and sisters, in our lives, we go through frustrations, irritations, anger, worry, sorrow, so many situations. Not just a situation, even people. People upset us. We get angry at people. We are worried about people. All this happens. But if we are able to see beyond that and realize that it is Swami who is directing each and everything, they are just actors acting out their roles, it is a master string puller at work, then we also, like Ruchir sir, will be able to smile and laugh at all that is happening. The problem is, we forget. We are so involved in our emotions that we forget that it is our beloved Swami who is pulling the strings for every situation in our life. For whatever reason, we may not understand, but he knows it, and that is why it is for the best. At this point, one may say that, see, it is easy for Ruchir sir because he got to know. It is also easy because he is with Swami. He is in Swami's presence. But to that, I am reminded of another incident from same Ruchir sir's life. His experience, which teaches us that it is not important to be physically near. It is about the dearness. How dear are we to Swami? You know, after this episode that I narrated, in a few months' time, Ruchir sir began to receive what is now known as the cold treatment. Back then also it was called that, only different terms are used. Basically, Swami ignores you and stops looking at you. Swami avoids you. In fact, on one occasion, Swami had got clothes to be distributed to everyone. Everybody got except Ruchir sir, and Swami said, yes, everybody has got. That is the kind of ignoring that happens, where you don't even exist. You're like thin air. He sees through you. We always know Swami sees through us and knows our intentions. But physically, when he sees through you, it's very painful. And for a couple of months, this went on, day in and day out. And Ruchir sir was feeling very terrible, wondering, what have I done wrong? Why is Swami ignoring me? And that's it. He began to get upset. He was worried. He felt that Swami is doing all these strange things. Then one day, Swami looked at him and asked, "Hey." And Ruchir sir wondered whether it was Swami calling him or somebody else. Swami said, "Yeah, you. What is the difference between there," he pointed to Ruchir sir's feet, the spot where he was standing, "and here?" Swami pointed to his own feet. Ruchir sir looked at him and then said, "Swami, about 3 feet." 3 feet? Maybe 4 feet, Swami. Okay, 3 or 4 feet. Yes, Swami, 3 feet. Now Swami asked him, "What is the distance between here," pointing to his own feet, "and there," pointing to Ruchir sir's feet? The same, 3 feet. You sure it is the same? Yes, Swami, it has to be. If the distance from me to you is 3 feet, from you to me is also 3 feet. Swami now changed the pointing and Swami said, remember the distance from there to here is the same as the distance from here to there. Meaning, I am as close to you as you think you are to me. Swami is yad bhavam tad bhavati. What we think and feel about Swami, that is what he is. Swami says, yes anuvaruku, yes anura, no anuvaruku, no anura. Yessulu nolu notuki kani, Swami ki sarvam, yes, yes, yes. This means that Swami tells yes to those who say yes and no to those who say no, because yes and no belong to your mouth. For Sai, it is always yes, yes, yes. So when we say yes, Swami says yes. When we say no, Swami says yes, and again it becomes no, right? When you say yes to a no, it is a no. And therefore, it is we who push Swami far away, it is we who draw Swami closer to us. And therefore, it would be wrong to say that back then it is okay, we will be able to see Swami's hand behind everything, but now Swami is so far away, how can we see his hand behind everything? No, it is Swami's hand behind everything. Whatever happens to us in life, when we firmly have this conviction that it is Swami who is pulling the strings, it is Swami who is the master director, then we will just be able to play our script without getting depressed or elated. We will be in a state of tranquil bliss. Dear Swami, you are so close to us. You are dearer to us than our life itself. One prayer, Swami, may we never forget that. May we always be aware of this truth that you are the Antaryami. Antaryami sabke Swami. You are the Lord of everyone. May the love that we have in our heart for you keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.